Hello everyone! Today I'm going to give you a walkthrough with how I made these Sanrio dessert macarons. I hope you guys enjoy and let's get started! So in making these custom macaron shapes, what you're going to need is a template. You can either go into God mode and pipe freehandedly, or the safe route is to make your own template. Today I decided to make my own. The program that I am using for the templates are called Procreate. To do the drawing, I am using my iPad. In the reference photo, I chose the specific characters I wanted to recreate, and then I assigned each of them their own dessert partner. Originally, I was just going to draw their head, but I'm extra and decided to draw dessert too, because why not? You see here, I am tracing a little bit of the reference photo because, as my high school math teacher once said, "Please excuse the drawings, I am not an artist." After doing all of the sketching and editing to what I liked, I swatched all of the colors on the side that I will be using to make it easier for me to dye the batter later on. After the swatches, I numbered off the order in which I will pipe the batter. This makes it easier visually. Although while piping, I did end up going out of order, but it still worked, so that's cool too. Next step is to put each individual drawing into their own sheet of paper. With the lasso tool, I traced the edges of one of the characters and clicked copy. Once you have the copy, you are going to open a new canvas with the same dimensions as a regular piece of paper and then paste it on there. Now, I did a little bit of arranging and had some trouble turning it perfectly 90 degrees, but eventually I did. I used tick marks to size it in real life with a sheet of paper that I folded right next to me. It will be into eighths because that is roughly the size I want the macarons to be. Once I got it to the size, I wanted it duplicated and placed them right next to each other. With this step, I had to keep in mind of the spacing to give room for error and spreading, because inevitably, the batter is guaranteed to spread. Make sure that once you have gotten it to the size that you want, you merge the two layers together to keep it even once you duplicate it more to fill up the size of the piece of paper. I did this for all of the characters. Also, something that I almost forgot was that when you are making these templates, if they are in an oblong shape that are not symmetrical, you have to invert and flip them so that they mirror each other. You don't know how many times I have forgotten this step and ended up with multiple of the same shape that had no pairs. It was only twice, but still, you learn from your mistakes. Here are all of the templates printed out in their full glory. You don't have to have them printed out in color, but some of them I did, and I might get in trouble for that because printing in color is a privilege, y'all. Ink is expensive. There are a bunch of videos on YouTube for how to make macarons, so I will just breeze through this part of me making them. The method I am using though is the French meringue method. I know, crazy. French macarons can kinda do that still? Yes, they can. But honestly, I should try using Swiss method more, cause I heard it's more stable when it comes to making shaped macarons, so that's the thing I'll try next time. I also find it fascinating how the meringue forms up. In this time lapse, you can't even see when it was unwhipped, and it just spins very, very fast. The key to this batter is to not mix it all the way and start adding the colors when it is barely incorporated between the meringue and the dries. With the color palette swatches that I made earlier, I separated the batter into multiple bowls. To me, this part is always fun yet frustrating. Always start lighter than you expected because once you add too much food coloring, it's hard to revert back to a lighter color. After mixing the batter, I placed them each into their own piping bags. Now, I prep the pans, clean the work area because it is time for the very time-consuming part, piping. Enjoy this time lapse of me piping the batter onto the templates. This yellow, also, in my mind, I was thinking, man, it is so bright. I don't think there's any banana this is the color of the peel, not the banana itself. Here is an actual clip in real time of me piping out the shapes. Notice how it is very slow and out of focus. Please excuse my hand in the way. Tips that I've learned from piping out shaped macarons is that you should always start with an outline. This will serve as a guide, and then you can flood in the middle with the batter and let it spread towards the outsides. Once you've got a nice thin layer to help guide you with the outline shapes, what you're going to do is fill it in with another layer to kind of add more build to the macarons. So that is just making a sturdier cookie. After piping, I take a scribe. Honestly, you can use a toothpick for this part, but I want to be fancy and got a scribe. Stab, stab, stab the batter until it is all smooth. Also, as I go, the batter starts settling on its own. This is why the batter has to be undermixed, because 1, there will be colors added, 2, I pipe with an extremely small piping tip, and 3, I will stab away at it anyways. So there are 3 opportunities for air to escape out of the batter, and the whole gist of a macaron cookie is to have a lot of air bubbles from the meringue. So you don't want a deflated cookie, and that's not what we're going for. Now enjoy this time lapse of me piping out more shapes. This is the part where my tripod betrays me because it fell on the macaron. Oh my gosh. But that's okay, because I quickly patched it up and decided, you know what, these are just going to be back pieces. I was originally telling myself I was going to make 8. Then I said, okay, no, I'm going to make 2 of each character at a time. But then I got tired after a while, and I knew all of this extra macaron batter that I had has to be used, because you cannot store macaron batter in the fridge or outside because it will deflate, and we don't waste in this Asian household. I made the backs into solid colors and it all worked out, so in total I have 4 macarons per character plus an extra Hello Kitty head for fun. Time to bake! I baked these for 19 minutes at 295 in my conventional oven, but honestly I should have done 20 minutes at 290 because they came out a little bit burnt and underbaked at the same time. So yeah, never got a proper time down, but eventually I will. This is a little hack that I saw another macaron baker do, and that is they turn the baking sheet face down in order to peel all of the macarons off. This was genius, and my macarons are always underbaked anyways, so it's easier on my hands to peel them off at the same time rather than stretching out my thumb and plucking each one off and risking the bottoms sticking to the sheet. The tricky part though is that it's a gamble, cause it might fall off just like that, and you will cry while looking at a cracked shell after all your hard work of piping. It goes down the drain. So prevent that from happening and take precautionary measures. See, like that. I was prepared there for those ones to fall, so I set them aside. Haha, I'm smart for that.
Cute! Oh my gosh!
After matching the macarons, I painted all of them, and this took me a grand total of 3 hours of just painting with food coloring and vodka. So yeah, it was a lot. I watched 3 episodes of Chloe during that time. Honestly, it was worth it. Kind of fun. After painting all of the shells, I filled them with some strawberry and chocolate buttercream. And ta-da! They are finally done. This took me a total of 3 days to complete, so if you liked it, please press that like button and subscribe if you'd like to see more. If you want to see more from me, I have an Instagram account dedicated to macarons, so give that a follow if you'd like. Thank you for watching till the very end, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!